you a new strategy called a top-down web. A top-down web is a way to organize the main ideas and details when you're reading something. So I brought a few examples here. This is a kindergarten top-down web. I want you to look at it really carefully. So you're going to notice that there's a circle that says farm animals at the top, and then there are just some pictures, some green squares, and they have pictures of farm animals. Okay, so got that in your mind? Now I'm going to show you another one. This is also a pretty easy one. You're thinking in your mind, what is the same between all these? This has a yellow diamond at the top that says letters, and then we have two blue rectangles that say vowel and consonants, and under that there's all these green circles with the vowels under the vowel rectangle and consonants under the consonant rectangle. Okay? Here's another one. This is also a top-down web. This says solar system at the top in a circle. And then it has a bunch of squares, planets, phases of the moon, space debris, sun and stars. And then under that it has a bunch of like these cloud shapes. And in the cloud shapes under planets it says Earth, outer planets, inner planets, phases of the moon, waning and waxing, space debris, asteroids, meteors, and comets. Here's my last one. This is actually a middle school top-down web. And it has a circle too. It says trip through geological time. And they took all the different times that are in when you use archaeology and date things and the things that they find there. Yeah, and they put a picture of a dinosaur in there too. You're right. So turn to the person next to you. What do you notice that all of these have in them? Go ahead.
I noticed circles. They have lots of information. They have lots of main ideas. And like the main idea in detail. And then it dropped. Then there's arrows that drop.
3, 2, and 1. Okay, I need some volunteers. What did you notice that all of my top-down webs have?
I noticed that it's kind of like the main idea and key details.
Okay, what did you think of that?
Like the shape at the top was like the main idea, and the things at the bottom were the key details.
Okay, so that's why they call it a top-down web, because it's really important what you put at the top. I'm glad you noticed that. What else did you notice?
Lots of facts.
Lots of facts. A lot of times we use this for nonfiction, where we're collecting a lot of facts. You're absolutely right. What else did you notice?
I noticed that there's like a third one, then there's information inside of it.
So this is super important. That's really important here. In a top-down web, you have to use shapes, and you have to put the information inside the shapes. So today we're going to practice this with a pretty easy article. And we are going to create a top-down web together. You don't always have to put a circle at the top. You can choose any shape you want, but it has to be one special shape. You only get that one special shape at the top. And usually you make it a special color. I happen to like pink, so I made mine pink. The shape at the top gets its own special color and shape. Then you get to choose other shapes underneath that. So I'm going to choose some triangles. And you connect them with a line. So I would put my main idea in the top, and then I would put the next biggest ideas in my next shapes. Notice that they're different colors, but both of my triangles have to be the same color. And then under here, I can choose a third shape for my details. So I'm going to give you an article, and you're going to take your pencil, and I want you to underline and star some of the details in this article. When you take this article, you can put your name on it. And as you put your name on it, I want you to sort of skim read, look at your headings, and see if you can figure out what this article is going to be about.
Yes, Emma, what do you need, sweetie?
Oh, extras, thank you. You need one more? Thank you.
It kind of looks like Saturn.
I want you to make sure you're looking at the paper that says, what do snowflakes look like at the top? So it's two sides, you're on this side here. There are a couple things you need to know, and I'll wait till your eyes are on me. A couple things you need to know, a couple words that are going to be really important on both sides of this paper. So if you look here, I always read my boldface headings. It says, what do snowflakes look like? And then put your finger on this next bold-faced heading. It says, stellar snowflakes. Would you circle the word stellar? That's not a word that we see a lot, but in this article, it's going to be talking about what stellar snowflakes are. That will be a very important word. Flip your paper over to the other side. Right in the title at the top of this page, there's a super important word, and it's a long word. But does anybody see a word they already know in that first word that begins with an H? What word do you already know? Yeah. Hexagon. The weird thing with this word is you say it hexagonal, which is a very weird way to pronounce it, but that word hexagon is in it. So can you say that word with me? It's hexagonal. Oh, beautiful. You know what? You know that word hexagon? That word hexagon is in hexagonal for a reason. It means that there are 6 sides in that type of snowflake. That you're going to see these prisms that have 6 sides sort of duplicated again and again. So whenever you see that word, you're going to think of a hexagon. Turn back to the other side. Turn to the person next to you. I'm thinking of a big idea for these 2 pages. See if you can come up with what you think these 2 pages are going to talk about.
Snowflakes. Different kinds of snowflakes.
Different snowflakes that look
Snowflakes. And then more snowflakes. So it's most likely snowflakes. Yeah.
This is going to be like, what do snowflakes look like?
And then the other side is going to be like
Information,
like
about other snowflakes.
and then this side is going to talk about like what shape they are.
Yes, that's why it's called
Snowflakes. And the key details could be like stuff about snowflakes.
5,
Yeah, I think I
4, 3, 2, 1. I need some thoughts on how you came up with what the main idea of these articles may be. Now sometimes it's not as easy as this. Sometimes you really have to read through, and when we read through, we'll double check and make sure we're right. But just looking at it, what do you think? Lauren? Yes.
I think it's about snowflakes because of the titles, and all of them have snowflakes in it.
So you saw that word repeated again and again. So you said that it seems to be about snowflakes. Do you want to add something to that?
I think it's different kinds of snowflakes because it shows one kind of snowflake, but on the other side it's a different kind of snowflake.
So we could say that this is about snowflakes or types of snowflakes. That seems reasonable to me. In fact, I agree with you because I already wrote out, I think it's about 2 kinds of snowflakes. It certainly seems to be very nice thinking. But you know what? Once you have your main idea, you have to see if the author helps you out by dividing it up anymore. And when I came around, I heard some ideas about how the author had divided this up into sort of, they're still big ideas, but they're not like this big giant idea. Did anybody find a way that the author helped us? Go ahead.
And both pages you do both ones, so really, I think that those 2 triangles should be filled up with stellar snowflakes, stellar snowflakes,
Yep.
and hexagonal
Hexagonal snowflakes? Yep, because those are our 2 kinds of snowflakes. So that seems to make sense to me. We have our overarching big idea of 2 types of snowflakes, and now the author's going to tell us about these two types? Cody?
I actually noticed the key detail about the stellar snowflake.
Oh my goodness, would you hang on to that because I will need your help with that in a few minutes. The rest of you are going to have to get caught up with Cody and find some of our details about the stellar snowflakes and the hexagonal plate snowflakes. And you're going to do that by reading through and underlining any details the author tells us about it. So we're going to do one together, and then you'll do the other. So pencils are in your hands. You're going to sit up, nice and straight. Get ready. You have fabulous. Are you ready? Pencils are there. I'm going to read it. You're following along. You're looking for details that we can put under our type of stellar snowflake. Here we go. What do snowflakes look like? Snowflakes are ice crystals. There are 8 different types of ice crystals, and they all look different from each other. We will investigate only 2 kinds, hexagonal plate snowflakes and stellar snowflakes. Has that given us any details about stellar snowflakes so far? No? Okay, so we don't have anything yet.
Just
Stellar, yeah, that was like introduction, exactly.
introduction.
Stellar snowflakes. Stellar snowflakes are star-shaped, which is how they got their name. Stellar means star. These snowflakes have 6 arms or rays. Stellar snowflakes come in many different patterns and are very beautiful. They are large for snowflakes. They measure between 1/32 to 1/2 of an inch across. Ooh, who found a couple details here? I need a detail. What's one?
Star-shaped.
Star-shaped. I like that one. What else?
They're very large for snowflakes.
Large for snowflakes. Good.
Because they're 1/32.
To 1/2 inch. So for a snowflake, that's pretty big. Ooh, there's more details? What's another one?
These snowflakes have 6 arms or rays.
6 rays. Okay, let's keep going. Notice the 6 arms or rays that the snowflake has. A ray is a straight line with an endpoint. All of the rays share the same endpoint, which is in the exact middle of the snowflake. And you can put your finger right on the middle there and see how the rays go right out. I'm going to read the 2 boxes here because we should always read those captions to pictures. If you connect the arms of the stellar snowflake from point to point, they form a regular hexagon. A regular hexagon is a 6-sided geometric shape. All of its sides measure the same length. It has 6 lines of symmetry. Okay, double check. Talk with your partner. Make sure you have the details underlined. Share with each other.
The details are snowflakes are star-shaped. I'm star-shaped. Is how they got their name. Stellar means star.
Very small.
The second up. They make one. That's why people say
No, snowflakes are the same.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip your paper to the other side. This time, you're going to do the same thing but on your own for the hexagonal plate snowflakes. You're going to whisper read with the person next to you. Whisper read the whole page and underline the details about the hexagonal plate snowflakes. Go ahead.
I'll read the first one.
Hopefully, you found some good detail for the hexagonal plate snowflakes. I just put on everybody's desk your own top-down web. So because this is the first time we've done this, we're going to create one together. And I had a really good question from someone. That person said, can we just write whatever we want? Well, the truth is, with main idea and details, the author pretty much gives you what you have to write. You might be able to change 1 or 2 words, but the author already decided what the main idea is going to be and already decided what details to give you, and you have to go by what the author has already given us. So you're going to take your pencil right now, and you're going to make your top-down web match mine. You can write 2 types of snowflakes. You could write 2 kinds of snowflakes. But other than that, that's the main idea. You have to write it down. Write it down right now. And you're looking up at me when you're done. Okay, our next level of the top-down web consists of our triangles. You have to write both of those kinds because that's the two kinds that the author tells us about. So everybody write in stellar and hexagonal plate. And because it's up on the board and on the paper next to you, you should write them correctly. Looking up at me as soon as you're done. Yes.
Why is it hexagonal then
Hexagon. I do not know. That is a good question, but that is how it's supposed to say it. Okay, we're ready for our details. We have a decision to make. We need a different shape because this is the next layer down. And I have to tell you, we're going to choose a simple shape because eyes on me. One time I did this. I said, let's choose a shape. And they wanted to choose a snowflake shape, which would have been beautiful, but there is no way that I or you can draw like a fancy snowflake for every single thing you're writing. So you always choose an easy to draw shape. So who can think of an easy to draw shape for me? What do you think, Matthew? I love rectangles. Rectangles are awesome. I would go for a rectangle or a diamond. Those are your two choices today, okay? That's fine. I'm choosing a different color. I'm choosing dark blue. You don't have to choose different colors because you have pencils, but when I have a color choice, I do that. Are you ready? Everybody make a little line. You need a big enough rectangle to write in. Now notice I only write a couple words in here. You cannot write a whole sentence in a top-down web. Just the very detail I need to remember about a stellar snowflake. What can I write here? Look back at what you underlined. I see lots of drawing going on. I'm waiting for you to look back. Find the detail about the stellar snowflake. Do you have one?
stellar snowflake
Star. I'm going to put star-shaped. Star-shaped. That's what the article says. Okay. And today you're making yours look like mine. Star-shaped. If you write that down, you look back to find another detail. And you get your paper ready.
Let's go, guys. You need to write what's in the box. I wasn't talking to one.
Okay. Who has another detail about stellar snowflakes? Go ahead.
It says they have 6 arms or 6 rays.
Yes. What do you think will sound more impressive if I say 6 arms or 6 rays?
6 rays.
6 rays, okay. So 6 rays.
That geometry vocabulary.
Yeah, we can use the vocabulary right in the article. Makes us sound super intelligent.
Right. We talked about sophisticated language, so that's a great word.
That's what we want to do. Star-shaped, 6 rays. Can we find something else here? Like if there was one more thing I had to remember about stellar snowflakes. What would I totally want to remember? Yes.
They're very large.
Okay, Cody can answer. You can answer another one, Susan.
They are 1/32 to 1/2 of an inch across.
Oh, wow. That was like a whole sentence, though. If I could only write one word to remember that, what would I say?
1/32.
That doesn't tell me about the 1/2, 1/32. What would you say, Cody?
Very large.
Very large. That's 2 words, but I like that. It's very to the point. So I'm going to put one more down here. Very large. Now, in my mind, I'm remembering this is very large for a snowflake. This is not like very large truck size, okay? But for a snowflake, it's very large. Once you are done writing that, you're going to get ready for the other side. Start looking for your details. I have something super important to say, so I need all your eyes on me again. Every once in a while I do this,
Guys,
and we go to the next part,
Tiana
and people want to change the shape here, and you can't. All the rectangles are going to be our details. So even if you get bored with rectangles, that's what we chose, you have to make this part rectangles too. If you chose diamonds from the beginning, then they're all diamonds. But that whole level has to be the same shape. Okay, I need a detail for hexagonal plate snowflakes. Susan, what's one?
They are six-sided snowflakes.
Oh, six-sided. I like that. Six-sided. That reminds me of the word hexagon. That's in hexagonal plate, snowflake. Something else. Yes.
Smooth surfaces.
Ooh, smooth. So you could probably put smooth surfaces there. I'm just going to put smooth because I want to use as few words as possible. Oh, is there one more? One more thing. If I had to remember one more thing about hexagonal plate snowflakes. Okay, listen.
That they're actually made of solid ice.
Oh, but you know what? The others are too. That's a good fact, but that would be a fact about both. I want something just about this big. Yeah. Very tiny. That kind of goes with these being the larger snowflakes. These are tiny. Nice. So when you do a top-down web, you always look for what the author tells us is the main idea. Then we look for our next biggest idea. Then we look for our details. And usually you only get 3 shapes in your top-down web. Sometimes only 2, like with the kindergarten farming. You did a very nice job. Tomorrow we're going to look at this some more, okay? Stack up your papers.